welcome to the first episode of Slurred Continuity. I am your host, Asshole Patrol, and here is Carlos with me.
Hi.
So we just watched the latest trailer for Captain America: Civil War, and oh man, I got some opinions. I got some fucking ideas.
Okay. First of all, let me say, tonally, it's a really cool trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Can I just say this?
All right.
The Captain America movies, in terms of like the grand scheme of this giant clusterfuck that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I feel like they're the most consistently enjoyable films. I feel like the first one's like a really cool period piece, and the second one's like a really intense thriller, political thriller. This one, it's keeping in that same vein where, like, God, they're just such cool movies.
I'm thinking that, like, Captain America is definitely the franchise that I've enjoyed so far the most of all the other Marvel movies, because by Ant-Man, I'm like ready to tap out at this point. And and after Avengers 2, I don't know about watching Marvel movies, but like, I think I've been getting the same reaction that I got during the progression of trailers for the Avengers 2. When the first trailer for Age of Ultron came out, I was so hyped. It looked so intense and gripping and thrilling and rich, and then by the second or third trailer, it ended up being the same typical Marvel mook fest.
Well, yeah, by the second and third trailer, you just started to see a bunch of red flags everywhere. Where the thing that tipped me off about Age of Ultron being questionable was the second I saw in the trailers where you just saw another army of gray people pop up. I was just like, oh no.
Oh no, it's the Battle of New York.
This movie's probably going to end in the same final act as the last Avengers film, which was 1 billion gray people taking on 6 Avengers. And
this time we're going to watch 6 Avengers taking on 6 anti-Avengers.
Oh, before we get to Civil War, because there's a lot to say about this trailer. But I say this all the time. What's the point of an army of gray people? What's the point of 1 billion shitty villains when we could just have one really good one?
Yeah, the inverse ninja principle,
Yeah. I feel like having too many people on screen just removes a lot of the tension. Which is something that the Civil War trailer. I know for you. You said the thing about the scene with you talked about the scene.
Well, that moment towards the end of the trailer where they're all charging against each other, they're just kind of running on foot in this empty parking lot. It felt very underwhelming to me. It didn't feel like this badass one-on-one rumble. I didn't get that cool feeling I got when I watched Bucky and Captain America beating the shit out of Tony in the first trailer.
Now that you pointed out, granted,
it doesn't feel like it's part of a very large conflict. It feels like a very small scale, personal. I feel like I'm watching West Side Story, and there's about to be a knife fight on the rooftop of New York.
Granted, we haven't seen the movie, but when you pointed it out, I'm just like, yeah, it's like a really big open field or a big open space, and there's like 12 people fighting.
Yeah, it's really weird. It feels very, what's the opposite of claustrophobic? Like, that's the feeling I was getting, where it's like, they have all this negative space, they're kind of awkwardly running on foot, they're not running that fast because, Scarlett Johansson doesn't actually have superhuman strength.
Oh, the Black Widow.
You mean none of these people do.
Actress.
None of these people are all actors,
okay, I got you.
Who's playing Black Panther? I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have superhuman speed.
It's the guy from 42, I forget his name. He was the main character in 42.
I don't know. I wasn't getting a real super vibe out of this showdown. It didn't feel like it was part of a big story. It didn't feel like there were a lot of stakes.
I can see your point, but outside of that, I felt like the trailer was really intense. Okay. And I feel like the questions it's setting up are super interesting. It's the Watchmen question. Who watches the Watchmen? Who polices the supers?
Yeah.
And that's what I love about the Captain America films, is that there's a lot of gray area in what people do. Not so much the first one, but definitely in Winter Soldier. In Winter Soldier, Hydra is evil because we're conditioned to think they're evil, but you look at what they're thinking and it's a gray area. They want to prevent crime before it happens, and yeah, that's wrong because you can't convict someone of something they haven't done. But it's not like they had completely malicious intention.
Yeah.
And then you look at Civil War, and you look at it from both sides of the conflict. Steve is just, on the one hand, Steve's like, nah, man, you start registering people, and it's a slippery slope. But on the other hand, Tony's like, yeah, but we need to be put in check. I love the sequences where they like showed stuff from the other movies where they're just like, look at the Battle of New York. Look what happened. Look what happened. What was that stuff that happened in Winter Soldier? I forgot what city they were in. I think Chicago.
Yeah.
Is it Chicago? And then they were like, bullshit made up city in the sky. Whatever that was, and it might be a real city because I'm ignorant.
Some weird Russian sounding city. Weird. Yeah. It kind of gave me that sort of feeling that I got when I watched the Batman vs Superman trailer, where they actually acknowledged all the destruction that was in Man of Steel, and they brought this into this big continued story. I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's really this is now a theme in superhero movies, and I think that's what's really going to draw me in to actually give $12 to Disney. Again, is the idea that this plot theme is interesting.
The idea of superhero movies asking real questions with like serious themes behind them, if executed well, it can be very interesting. The problem with a lot of the Marvel movies is that they have neat ideas that they never really dive into. Look at Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 had so much to play with. Post-New York PTSD Tony Stark. Wow, that's a really cool concept. Like, yeah, this guy is probably really troubled, and what did they fucking do? They fucked it up. Like,
he has his little episodes where he's like with the kid in the room. He's like,
oh my
kid,
god, that fucking
kid. You triggered me. Triggered.
That fucking kid, dude. Like, a lot of the, not all of them, but some of the Marvel movies that begin to ask interesting ideas never fully dive into it. Which is why I thought that Winter Soldier was one of the better Marvel films.
Yeah.
Because it really... I don't think that a movie needs to be constipatedly serious all the time for me to take it seriously.
Alright.
But it also can't be the other extreme. Movies, I think, are about balance. Movies are about balance. You need to balance the fun with... like this
because when it just becomes like a dopey thing where they're like, well, look how dumb we can make it. We're totally not taking ourselves seriously.
When it's time to get to the nitty gritty, it's time to get to the nitty gritty. Be serious. Like, have me dive in and make me feel that drama. I think Civil War did that really well. I think the first Captain America movie did that really well. Even the first Avengers did it pretty well.
I'm really afraid right now that this movie is going to turn into like a huge clusterfuck, because I remember seeing the first trailers and it seemed like a very focused story on Bucky and Captain America.
Like a more personal story.
And Tony Stark, and now all of a sudden we got Ant-Man. Remember the guy from the movie that you didn't see is here. Looks like Tony kills off the token black man.
Oh my god, the road scene.
It's a Marvel movie, so
it's okay. Black Panther's here to replace him.
He summoned Black Panther by killing War Machine. We have new characters being introduced. We have characters from other series that are barely developed now entering the Captain America canon. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with all these fucking heroes. Like, this isn't the Avengers, man. Like, there's so much I can take.
While I do agree with that, I feel like the problem with Age of Ultron, the problem with a lot of ensemble movies that don't work, is because they lack a focal point. Look at, not all the X-Men movies, but look at the majority of X-Men films. They're movies with large ensemble casts that for the most part work because they have focus. They usually tend to focus on maybe 2 to 3 characters at most, where they're the main characters. Look at X-Men and X2. They're called X-Men, but they're really Wolverine movies. The focus is on Wolverine. Some Magneto stuff here and there, blah, blah, blah. You look at First Class and Days of Future Past, it's a big ensemble cast again, but they're really about 3 people. Magneto, Xavier, and Raven. Everyone else is there as supporting. If Civil War can do that for Bucky, Steve, Tony, maybe Falcon,
it can work.
It can work. The reason Age of Ultron doesn't work is because it lacks focus. It tries to give too much screen time to too many players, and it ends up feeling like a mess. That's why Age of Ultron didn't work. Ensemble casts aren't inherently a bad thing. It's all about how you balance that act.
Speaking of new characters, we haven't brought up Spider-Man yet. How could I forget Spider-Man?
Dude, I fucking love Spider-Man. Look, when I saw him in this trailer, I couldn't help but get excited.
I know, that's the bait, man. They caught you.
Oh, they fucking caught me.
They caught the bait.
Okay, first let me say, I think Spider-Man might be my favorite Marvel character, and I love a lot of them. But, to me, he's the most relatable. I love that his problems are small in scale to make him a little more personable with the audience. I love the conflict of a fucking high school kid just trying to get by, going to college, trying to pay rent. Like what he did in the Raimi films, I thought that was really fun. Because Peter Parker's the man, dude. Like, I love him. The thing, now, because I have to play devil's advocate, the thing that gets me in this trailer is that, one, when he comes in, he feels jarringly out of place. Like, the entire trailer leading up until that reveal was so tense and so serious.
Yeah.
And then Iron Man's just like, Underoos! And I'm like...
I wanted this stupid comic relief moment where it's like, Underoos, what the... And then, hi guys, can I join the party? And here's what I'm scared is going to happen. It's like, Peter Parker is definitely a great character. He's very, very popular, and for a reason, he's very compelling. Superhero fans have this issue where they think that the most popular character has to be the most powerful character for some fucking reason. That's why people are always trying to argue about why Batman could beat Superman. Batman could never beat Superman. That's fucking stupid. But people assume that because a character's popular, that means he's powerful. So Spider-Man shows up.
Now that you point that out,
he's like the trump card. He's like
the fact that they're playing him as a trump card is weird. It's like, really? The fucking Spider-Man is gonna win the fight for you?
This like street level hero from New York is the one that's gonna like take down this team of in the Civil War.
When the established Vision, who was ridiculously overpowered in Age of Ultron, couldn't do it, this fucking guy in red blue underwear is gonna come in and be like, I got your shield, bro. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man, but that's a weird thing to do with that.
Yeah.
I just thought in the trailer he was just weirdly out of place. In a trailer with such intense tension, with, oh my god, the tone was like serious, and to come in and kind of like, whoa, zoop, 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 like,
this is a Deadpool movie now.
Oh god, even they do the eye thing with the
eye thing,
like
the
Deadpool movie
with the dead eyes,
which I think it's at the same time really cool. Like, I'm just a Spider-Man fan, so
I don't even know how they're gonna fit him into the plot, to be honest. Especially if they introduce him at that point at this climactic battle. It's like, whoa, it's a big climactic battle.
I hope it plays out like Quicksilver in Days of Future Past, because I think Quicksilver in Days of Future Past is the perfect example of how to use an extra character really well, to where
Quicksilver was so OP.
He makes an impact. Oh yeah, I wonder how he's gonna affect Apocalypse, but like he makes an impact without distracting from the main plot, without distracting from the main struggle in that story. If they do that with Spider-Man, if they do that with Black Panther, the movie could work. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm hoping for the best, because honestly, this is like I said before, the Captain America movies are just my fucking jam, and I love them so much. I just love them so much, and Steve is such a cool character. I don't fucking get people who don't like Captain America, okay? How unpatriotic of you. He's so fucking cool.
I'm definitely watching it. I've been kind of like petering out on the Marvel movies. Like, I've been like, because I didn't watch Ant-Man. I guess Deadpool isn't technically Marvel, it's Fox, but I skipped that one.
Ant-Man was very middle of the road, and I can see why people love Deadpool, but I honestly didn't. And that's not saying that I thought it was bad, but anyways, go on.
Yeah, I get why. But I'm gonna watch it, you know. I'll see if it's good, because I really do have faith in the Captain America franchise, and I think that hopefully Marvel has it together in this one enough. You know, like, I'll take the Ant-Man 2 commercial in it. I'll take the Spider-Man crossover commercial.
Oh god, I've forgotten that was a thing they do, where they just... I hope it doesn't feel blatant, though, that they're just trying really hard to set up another movie with these characters, because Age of Ultron, my biggest pet peeve with that movie is that it was so busy trying to start other franchises and, like, setting up other movies, that its story lost focus. And I know Marvel movies do this, and I think it's cool for world building, because the Winter Soldier set things up, Guardians of the Galaxy set things up, and that's cool, and it's fine and dandy. But when it loses focus, when your movie loses its point, and it has no idea what story it's trying to tell anymore, that's when it becomes distracting, that's when it becomes an issue. And I hope Civil War doesn't do that. I know that they're going to set things up, like that fucking Prison 42 looking thing. I think that's where they're going with that, the jail for supers. I think that's where they're going with that. I think that's cool to introduce, don't go too crazy and be like, this is a thing and it does this and we're gonna spend half an hour talking about it. Like, no, don't do that. Like, we don't fucking care right now. Right now, we care about fucking Captain America punching Iron Man in the face.
That's what I'm excited for. That's what I paid for.
That's what I paid for. You know, it's like, honestly, why I'm not excited for BVS, because they've already spoiled, like, the big villain reveal. I'm like, yeah, we knew that it wasn't gonna end up being just them fighting, but did you really have to, like, just blow your load?
Yeah.
Like,
save it.
Now we know they're teaming up, which I kind of had a feeling they were teaming up, but don't show it in the trailers. Yeah. Which is why I think it's cool that Civil War hasn't. You realize that
I'm still not 100% sure what's going to happen in that climactic final battle.
Exactly.
Except for that Spider-Man's going to show up.
You do realize that Baron Zemo is allegedly still in this movie, and Baron Zemo's like
I haven't even seen any.
Baron Zemo's a big Captain America villain. He's like one of the major Nazis in the comics. Like, what role is he playing? We don't know. That's exciting.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Like, don't fucking show Baron Zemo. Just leave him as a secret for when the movie comes out, and him and Crossbones come back, and they have to. I don't know what they're gonna do to you, because like, there's a lot of fucking Avengers in this movie. Right. What fucking big threat are they gonna fight at the end together? You know, if they do come together, I don't know.
All right. Well, we're running out of time here. You got any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. I think Civil War looks cool. I think Spider-Man is cool. I hope that it proves me wrong and he's not out of place in the movie. And I have high hopes for this movie.
Yeah. I mean, it can go either way. You know, I'm not. I've kind of like. I run out of Marvel gas, but this is like my last movie that will like tip me in one direction or the other. You know, either it sucks and I never watch another Marvel movie again until... I'll just say that. I know I'll watch more movies after this. I keep saying, like, no, I'm done with Marvel.
You keep saying you won't,
I'm done with Marvel, but I do. I keep watching them.
Yeah.
Or this will reinvigorate my interest in their movies.
There's a lot writing in Civil War, personally, because I, like you, we've talked about this a lot. I'm so burnt out on... Not even just Marvel movies, but superheroes as a whole. Yeah. Like, I honestly am... I'm kind of tired of comic books. I've been reading them for so long that I'm burnt out on, you know, just how things recycle themselves. I feel like if the Marvel Cinematic Universe starts doing the same shit, that could get really tiring. It's already kind of tiring. I hope it's good. There's a lot of writing on it, and God, prove me wrong. Please be great. Please let my worries just fizzle after I see it.
Alright guys, I hope you guys liked Slurred Continuity. We'll be back next week after Batman vs. Superman comes out.
Oh my god.
We'll be doing our reaction right after the movie comes out. We'll be coming straight back here. Movie's still fresh in our mind, and we're gonna just... Hopefully it's a piece of shit so we can yell about it. Hopefully I love it and he hates it. Because those are the best.
You know, I really want to like this movie. But coming off the last one, I'm really skeptical. But I hope it's good.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.